Hello everybody, my name is AngelArts and this is a brief intro to my channel. It's nothing fancy, there are no bells and whistles that go into this intro, but I just wanted to make something so that I could share with all of you guys who are watching what my channel is about and what you can expect from me, so you can decide for yourself if I am somebody that you might be interested in watching. So I'm going to be sharing with you my top 6 things that you should know about my channel. Number 1 is that I am a huge fan of video games, and thus most of my videos are Let's Play videos. For those of you who aren't sure what a Let's Play actually is, it essentially is when somebody records themselves playing a video game, normally with commentary, but there are Let's Plays that exist that don't have commentary. And those are the kind of things that I enjoy doing because I love sharing my experience playing and enjoying a game with all of you out there. Number 2, the most important thing for me when it comes to video games is story. Story is always the number 1 thing that I tend to look for in any game that I end up treasuring. And because of that, most of, but not all, but most of the games that I do LP are RPG games, role-playing games. Games especially from BioWare, games from Telltale Games, and things of that nature. So if you want a Let's Player who becomes really invested in the events and the story of a game, if you want someone who gets very easily attached to characters and ends up falling in love, or maybe hating but loving to hate characters in a game, I might fit the bill for you. Going along that same vein, point number 3 is what makes me unique from a lot of Let's Players is I specifically like to take the time to share my thoughts and insight as I play a game. So every now and then during my Let's Play, I will stop and talk about things like plot development. I'll talk about things like character development. I'll talk about my analysis of what's happening now and what I think might happen later in the future. Many of the games that I play require the protagonist to make decisions, and one of my favorite things to do is to explain what's going through my head, explaining how my character comes to the decisions and comes to the conclusions that they have, why they make the choices that they do, because I think that those kind of things are very fascinating and really interesting, especially when you are role-playing a character who you can define personality-wise. I think it's really interesting to talk about how my character thinks. That's always been very important to me. And because of that, I also encourage people to share their own thoughts, because many of the time, quite often, I share my opinions of things, and people disagree, and that's perfectly fine. Now, not everybody's a big fan of this, and I truly understand. Some people just want to watch someone just play the game and not have to stop and yak about it, which is perfectly fine. But if that's the kind of stuff that you would find appealing, then by all means, I would be more than happy to have you along with my journeys through my experiences through a game. Number 4, I am extremely anti-spoiler, and I take that very, very seriously when it comes to the comments. Regardless of whether or not I've already played the game, or if I played the game as a blind Let's Play and you know that I've already completed said Let's Play, I still enforce an anti-spoiler policy within the comments for spoilers in videos where the events that you're talking about hasn't happened yet until a future video on the playlist. Why is it that I care even after I've already played through the game? It's because there's always going to be other viewers who have not played the game already or have not already watched somebody else play the game, who don't know what's coming next, and therefore I want to make sure that when they read the comments for a specific video, that nothing in those comments talk about anything that hasn't happened yet in the playthrough. So it's less about me and more about my other viewers. It's very important to me that viewers know that when they look at the comments for a specific video, that I make it a point to keep it clear of spoilers for their sake. Number 5, as I said, I always encourage people to share their thoughts and their analysis on the games that I play, especially if they disagree with me. But sometimes when people do that, people naturally end up disagreeing with other viewers, and therefore I pretty much demand that viewers respect each other in the comment section. By that I mean it's perfectly fine for you guys to debate in the comment section, but if the moment that you start name calling, the moment you start cursing each other out, the moment you start attacking each other, that's when I'm gonna start removing comments off. Everybody's entitled to sharing their opinion, but I very much encourage everyone to do it in a way that is respectful of other people, especially those people who don't agree with you, because I'd like to believe that I make it a point to respect your differing opinions as well. The 6th thing that you should know is that I am an openly gay gamer. I'd like to think that that shouldn't matter. I'd like to think that that doesn't make me any different from any other gamer out there. If that's something that you're uncomfortable with, if that's something that bothers you, I'm sorry, but at least now you know. Some of my Let's Plays, not all of them, but some, are what I call gay Let's Plays. And the gay Let's Play is essentially me playing a game where the main protagonist happens to be gay, because there are video games that have been coming out within the last several years that allow you to play an LGBT character. And the reasoning behind it is because when I started doing Let's Plays, I really didn't see any Let's Plays that did this, that had LGBT characters, LGBT main protagonists. So I really wanted to contribute something to the Let's Play community that I just didn't think really existed, or at least wasn't represented enough. Other random things that you should know about me is I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter. I'm a huge fan of Pokemon, as you can see by the giant collection of Pikachu that I have. And I'm a major foodie. I love food and trying out new foods, and I love cooking. So those are just random things that I can throw in there. So anyway, that's just a brief overview of my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to check me out. And hopefully there'll be something in here that you'll enjoy. So take care, everybody, and until next time, love yourselves and love each other.